Well, how about them Cowboys? Trouble could be brewing up in Dallas as all-pro future Hall of Fame guard Zack Martin is seriously threatening a holdout, saying he is criminally underpaid by Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. And this is the last thing the Cowboys need to have on their plate as they're heading into training camp this week. This is big news, folks. Zack Martin, one of the best in the biz for his entire career, 6 All-Pros, 8 Pro Bowls. Honestly, he may not be as good as he used to be in past years, but still a top 5. I'd put him at a top 3 guard in this league. And you need a guy like this. He's been a foundational piece for your offensive line, an offensive line that's led the league in rushing in 7 of his 9 seasons. And shit, you're paying Dak Prescott $40 million plus a year. He ain't doing anything if he's running for his life. And the problem is Martin feels like he is not nearly paid enough. Currently $14 million on average annual value. That'll put him 9th amongst offensive guards in this league. That is criminally underpaid. $6.5 million less than Chris Lidstrom in Atlanta, who's making the most for offensive guards. This is big news, folks. You need to have Martin in camp. Mike McCarthy's been very adamant in this offseason. They need to get those pass protections down, tighten things up. It'll reduce interceptions. Dak was tops in the league in interceptions last season for his games played. So you can't have a guy like Martin holding out over a contract dispute. And this is really messed up, man. You got to show the big guys some love. Like I said, Dak Prescott isn't doing anything running for his damn life if they can't protect him. And what about the run game? You need the run game in Dallas. Tony Pollard only on a franchise tag, $10 million. You got to play him. What else are your options going to be? If you can't block for these guys, your offense is going to become anemic. And you can't just live on that defense, as good as it might be. You got to be able to score points in this league. So I think Dallas really needs to move heaven and earth to get this deal done. I mean, Martin's been fantastic since he's been there. Like I said, he has more Pro Bowls than holding penalties in his NFL career. Stables only missed 6 games in his career and hasn't missed a game each of the past 2 seasons. So he's been a reliable, stable force on that offensive line. Like I said, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and you're paying a quarterback top dollar. You have to protect him, especially a guy in the Dak Prescott tier of quarterbacks that are good, but not really great. They need help. They need protection. They need weapons. And Dallas has a couple of other big contracts coming up, namely CeeDee Lamb, who they still have a 5th-year option for, but Trayvon Diggs, their corner, he's set to hit free agency after this season if they don't get an extension done. Now, Dallas does have $24 million in available cap space, so I don't know what they've been doing trying to save all this money, negotiate. I don't know what they're doing. Just get this man Zack Martin paid. He's only supposed to be a $12 million cap hit this year. He took a restructure, has 2 voided years on his contract, so he's really only under contract for these next 2 seasons. But offensive linemen have been playing a lot longer, kind of like quarterbacks. Doesn't really get talked about. Offensive linemen, good ones, play well into their late 30s, some of them almost at 40. So Zack Martin still has a lot of productive years left. I think this is a guy you have to play. You're in a Super Bowl now mode, Dallas. You haven't made an NFC Championship game in 25, 30 years almost. I mean, you have to figure out how to get this man paid, get him into camp, get your offensive schemes working. I know you're in a tough division, but Dallas still a very heavy favorite to come out of the NFC. Now, nobody's going to trust Dallas, and I don't blame you. You shouldn't trust Dallas. Dallas is going to Dallas. But this is still a premier guy you have to have on your offense for things to run smoothly. If you want to plug and play, get cheap, Jerry, with your offensive line, you're going to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a disaster. We already know it's going to be a disaster. You get credited for building Dallas back up for the mediocrity team that they were with Tony Romo by actually developing and drafting these offensive linemen. Now you got to keep paying them. You could say a lot about the offensive line moves, and some of them have been good. They've moved off of guys earlier than some other teams would, and it's paid off for them. Martin's not one of those guys you want to move off of. He is a rock steady guy at that interior offensive line position that is becoming way more important in this day and age. You see the impact interior pass rusher defensive tackles have had on the league. Aaron Donald started the trend, and now everybody's taking it over. You got to go against that Philadelphia behemoths inside. You're going to need somebody to block for him. So get this deal done, Jerry. If this thing drags on, I think it's an unnecessary setback for a Cowboys team that I'm not so sure on quite this year. A lot is hemorrhaged on Mike McCarthy being able to call plays, and we saw how well that went with Aaron Rodgers. So it's a lot of things they got to get right. They can't have these kind of setbacks. And, Martin, give him credit, man. He's having a little bit of fun with this. He posted his new photo, a 99 overall in Madden. So he changed his profile pic as a reminder to Jerry that he is that good. Everybody knows it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Will Martin hold out? Are they going to get an extension done? Maybe a restructure? Get this man some more money to make him happy? Or if things going to drag on, it's going to be a disaster for Dallas and everyone can go home feeling happy? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.